The 17th World Cup in football history was held from 31st May to 30th June 2022. Oh boy, this is gonna get controversial. The whole selection of South/West Korea and Japan attracted some eyebrows, as is the case every 4 years, because this was the first World Cup held in Asia and the first jointly hosted by multiple countries. This was the last World Cup in which the defending champion qualified automatically. In this case, the defending champion was of course France, and yet again, Les Bleus were considered a favourite to win. China, Ecuador, Senegal, and Slovenia all qualified for the first time. China was the lowest ranked nation heading into the Cup, ranked 50th in the world rankings, while the highest ranked team who didn't make it was Colombia, ranked 4th. The defending champions were disappointingly dumped out in the group stage. After losing 0-1 to Senegal, France then went on to draw 0-0 with Uruguay and lose 0-2 to Denmark, capping off an unremarkable show. Eyebrows were also attracted by Uruguay's early exit, as they went winless with just 2 points. Senegal and Denmark qualified, and it was to be a memorable run for the former. Two teams in the tournament picked up maximum points, and Spain was one of them. Seen as a dark horse candidate to win the trophy, they convincingly won all 3 matches to easily top their group, featuring Slovenia, Paraguay, and South Africa. Spain's big wins left the other 3 teams to fight for the remaining ticket to the round of 16. Most favoured Paraguay, while South Africa was seen as having a chance of taking the cake. Slovenia was pretty much disregarded. As expected, Slovenia lost their other 2 games and their debut World Cup was forgettable. While Paraguay and South Africa both had the same goal difference, Paraguay's 6 goals scored to South Africa's 5 with 10. Brazil was the other team with a perfect group stage record as they sailed past Turkey, Costa Rica, and China. Most expected this and China was disregarded. Their qualification itself was considered a fluke. That left Turkey and Costa Rica, determined to impress on their first ever World Cup performance since 1954. The Dogs gave it their all, and it showed. With a hard-fought 1-1 draw against Costa Rica, Turkey then secured their place by beating China 3-0. Costa Rica were playing Brazil. You really thought they'd win. Oh boy, Group D was interesting. Co-host South Korea surprisingly topped the group, and Portugal was on track to take second spot, but a shocking defeat to the US to start off their campaign left their ability in doubt. Despite then beating Poland 4-0, Portugal lost to South Korea in a must-win game. Poland beat the US 3-1, but despite this result, Morocco still advanced. Group E was very generic. Germany started their long run by beating Saudi Arabia 8-0. 8-0. And all of a sudden, the thrashing that Russia gave to Saudi Arabia doesn't sound too bad. After a disappointing show in 1998 as well, the Saudis lost whatever little hope they had of reaching the knockouts after this result. Ireland and a rejuvenated Cameroon had about equal chances of qualification. Ireland drew their first 2 matches against Cameroon and Germany, and their hopes of qualification looked slim. But then, the stereotypically efficient German team convincingly defeated Cameroon 2-0. The Cameroonians hoped and prayed for South Africa to beat the Irish. But the luck of the Irish proved too much, and they thrashed Saudi Arabia 3-0, qualifying for the second round. Group F looked to be filled with crackers heading into the tournament. England was back hunting for revenge, for they had been drawn with Argentina again and were hunting for the blood of those who defeated them in 1998. Elsewhere, Sweden and Nigeria hoped to upset the establishment by making one of them almost guaranteed top 2 drop points. England drew 1-1 with Sweden to start off, and Argentina beat Nigeria 1-0. It was clear that Sweden and Nigeria weren't happy to be there, they were real contenders. Sweden then beat Nigeria 2-1, and England's 1-0 win over Argentina eliminated Nigeria. It's not like England cared much for Nigeria anyways, they were there for revenge and nothing else. Argentina then proceeded to draw with Sweden, and they were surprisingly eliminated. England and Sweden were through. Group G saw Mexico, Italy, Croatia, and Ecuador square off. Lost in their eagerness to repeat their surprise performance in 1998, Croatia slipped 0-1 to Mexico in their first game, As debutants, Ecuador lost 2-0 to Italy. Mexico then sealed their place in the second round while Croatia beat Italy. In a must-win game, Croatia then lost 1-0 to Ecuador in a shock result, and Mexico drew with Italy to put both of them through. To round out the group stage, we have Group H, featuring co-hosts Japan, Russia, Belgium, and Tunisia. Japan earned their first World Cup points, drawing 2-all with Belgium, while Tunisia lost 2-0 to Russia. Belgium drew again, this time with Tunisia, while Japan beat Russia. The Belgians then squeezed past Russia 3-2 in a must-win game to go through. Japan won against Tunisia and they were through as well. Germany squeezed past Paraguay while England continued their campaign of optimism by sailing past Denmark 3-0. Sweden and Senegal played out a tough one-all draw and took it to extra time. Right before halftime in extra time, Henri Camara struck a golden goal and put Senegal through right there. Later, a last-minute equalizer from Robbie Keane against Spain took the match to extra time and then penalties. The Irish gave it their all, but the Spanish were too tough and their luck didn't prove enough this time. Freedom DN then faced off against Mexico, reigniting the classic rivalry. Freedom DN dominated, and goals from Brian McBride and Landon Donovan sealed a 2-0 victory. And for Mexico, another round of 16 exit. I swear Mexico just making memes at this point. Belgium lost to Brazil 2-0, and it's not like they had a chance against the Brazilian boys. Turkey beat Japan 1-0, but then was Korea v Italy. Korea played well throughout the game and took it to extra time with a 1-all draw. As the Italians tried repeatedly to find the back of the net, they repeatedly failed as well due to contentious decision after contentious decision by the referee. Francesco Totti, who had been controlling his rage up to this stage, came up to the referee and screamed at him and was sent off for his troubles. An Jung-fan scored a golden goal to put Korea through, but then had his Serie B contract terminated, with the owner of his club saying, "I have no intention of paying a salary to one who has ruined Italian footballer." Yeah. England came out against Brazil to start off the quarterfinals. Brazil was heavily favoured to win the cup by this stage, but many England fans went into the game with hope that their side could win. The English crowd broke out into a frenzy as Michael Owen gave England the lead. Around halftime, a screaming free kick from Ronaldinho put Brazil level, and there was all to play for in the second half. Though England's hopes were quickly put to bed by a goal from Rivaldo, and they lost 2-1. It was a stone cold fact that the US should not have got into the quarterfinals. Anyhow, they gave Germany a good fight and lost narrowly thanks to a goal from Michael Ballack in a 0-1 defeat. South Korea's questionable victory was brushed off as bad refereeing, but with Korea's result against Spain, many knew it was rigged in their favour. In a goalless draw, the Spaniards had 2 goals denied, one of which was golden. Even the penalty that put Spain out should have been retaken. The Korean goalkeeper had stood far ahead of the line before hockey was shot. It was 0-0 and South Korea won 5-3 on penalties. Everyone knew that whoever won Senegal-Turkey would just have a fairy tale semi-final run and had no chance of beating Brazil. It went to extra time and a goal from Ilhan Manshiz, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, won the game 1-0 for Turkey. Both semi-finals were not that interesting. A diving incident from R9 was the notable highlight of Brazil-Turkey, which Brazil won 1-0 and Germany beat South Korea 1-0. The fastest goal in World Cup history was scored by Hakan Şükür after 11 seconds for Turkey in the third place playoff. They beat South Korea 3-2. As far as finals go, this one wasn't that notable. 2 goals from Ronaldo got the job done, and poor Michael Ballack went home having lost the Bundesliga by 1 point, the Champions League final, the German Cup final, and the World Cup final all in the same year. And here are the awards. Subscribe!